not only is West Virginia bringing in some good talent out of the portal, they also got some really good news as far as players they're retaining for 2026. And to me, this might be the best news yet. Landen, Livingston, and Nick Krahe, two starting offensive linemen from this past season, have both announced they are staying on with the Mountaineers for the 2026 season, both making announcements on social media that they are coming back. Livingston will be a fifth-year senior. Nick Krahe, I believe, will be a true junior. So they are both, and they both played. Nick Krahe started every game last year, I believe, and Landon Livingston started every game but one in which he missed due to an injury. Livingston, the center, Nick Krahe, the left tackle. Now, I'm sure they're not going to be guaranteed spots, but I feel like with their experience in the system for a year, they have probably the leg up on most of these transfers that are coming in, with the exception maybe of the guys coming in from Jacksonville State. But Livingston and Krahe have already played together for 3 years, and I think that bodes well for them, especially Livingston, who's a center. He's somebody that can kind of be the quarterback, so to speak, of the O-line. He's the one that has to communicate to the quarterback and to the rest of the linemen what he's seeing. And he also Landon Livingston learned for 4 years, or 3 years anyway, under Zach Frazier, one of the best to ever do it. So I like the fact that both of these guys are coming back. It gives you very good building blocks on that O-line. Gives you experience on that O-line. Two guys who have played a ton of snaps, at least they did a year ago, for the Mountaineer program for Coach Rodriguez. Now they haven't played for Rick Trickett necessarily, but they at least will know the offensive language, the blocking schemes, and all that goes along with playing in Rich Rod's offense. So huge news for the Mountaineers. Two true Mountaineers in Landon Livingston and Nick Krahe, both recruited by Neil Brown, but both have stayed on and made their mark and made themselves valuable to this coaching staff and this program, and have decided to stay around and hopefully earn themselves a nice little payday in doing so. And then some people may not want to care about this, but just some quick news. 3 former Mountaineers who entered the portal have all found homes. Jaheim White is going to North Texas to reunite with Neil Brown and Chad Scott. Cam Vaughn, it's been announced that he is going to Miami to play for the Hurricanes. And then Rodney Gallagher is actually transferring within the Big 12 and going to Arizona. A surprising move to me. I thought Gallagher might stay closer to home. I envisioned him going somewhere like Penn State potentially, but no, he decides to go out west to transfer to Arizona and play for Coach Brent Brennan out there, and hopefully catch passes, in his mind, from Noah Fafita, one of the top quarterbacks, will likely be one of the top quarterbacks in the country going into the 2026 season. So that's just a few little notes of players who have left the Mountaineers. Now, a nice little nugget of information that I picked up about West Virginia shooting guard Honor Huff. I saw a graphic pop up on Twitter the other day that talked about Huff and how many career threes he's made and how he's moving up the ranks as far as made three-pointers in his career. And before the Kansas game, he had moved into the top 100 in total three-pointers made. And, of course, the Kansas game, the big win for the Mountaineers, he made 4 more three-point shots, which moved him even further up the all-time list. He now sits 84th, tied for 84th all-time with, and if my math was correct, he has made 356 three-point shots in his 4-year career at VMI. He was at VMI for a year, spent 2 years at Chattanooga, and now in his 4th year at West Virginia. He has made 356 three-point shots in his career. That ties him for 84th all-time. He's tied with former Creighton standout Baylor Shireman and former Marshall player, ironically, John Elmore. A lot of us have seen him play heard that in the basketball tournament. A very popular player, former popular player for the Herd, a West Virginia native. But let's keep in mind, Honor Huff still has at least, looking at regular season, at least 15 games remaining. May play more than that if they make the postseason. Plus his 16 if you count the Big 12 tournament. But he has at least 15 or 16 games remaining if he stays healthy to continue to move up that list. Right now, he's averaging 4 3-pointers made per game. If you do the math, 4 per game times 15 games, if he continues that pace, he will end the season with 416 made 3-pointers, which would put him tied for 20th all time on the list. Now, by all time, it goes back to 1986, 1987, based on the research I did. So I don't know how long they've been tracking this stat, but this just goes back that far. But since from the 1986-87 season, which is coming up on what? Almost 40 years. They've been tracking this stat, 39, 40 years. He would move up to 20th all time, or at least tied for 20th all time, with 416 made 3-pointers if he continues at the same pace he's at right now, which is 4 3-pointers per game. Guess who he would move ahead of on that list if he were to do that? A player by the name of Steph Curry, someone you have all heard of, a future NBA Hall of Famer, an all-time great, one of the greatest shooters to ever step on a basketball court, maybe the best shooter to ever step on the court. Steph Curry now sits at 21st all-time with 414 made threes from his days at Davidson University, or Davidson College, whatever they called it back then. Now, the one caveat, the one asterisk to that, and this is not taking away from Honor Huff at all. He's a fantastic shooter. Steph Curry did that in 3 years. That is fun. Think about that, y'all. 3 years. He made 414 3-pointers in 3 seasons at Davidson before he declared for the NFL or for the NBA draft. That is just phenomenal stuff. But still, Honor Huff is on pace to potentially pass him and finish in the top 20 all-time in 3-pointers made over a college career. That's a big deal. I don't care if you've done it. I don't care if it does take you 4 seasons to get there. That is a big deal. Most of the other players on the list played 4 years. So that's a big deal for him to be on that list. So kudos to Honor Huff for making it into the top 100 of all time, which is a feat in and of itself. But he's going to continue to move up that list, and let's hope he can continue the pace he's on, maybe even increase it, and finish in the top 20 all time in made 3-pointers over the course of a career. But, man, is he fun to watch. He's made some big-time threes so far during his short time at West Virginia. I'm sure there will be more to come. All right, let me know in the comment section what you think about the transfers that West Virginia are bringing in out of the transfer portal and how they're going to help this program. And if the players that are staying on with the Mountaineers, Landen, Livingston, Nick Krahe, let me know what you think about them. Of course, we all know Scotty Fox is staying. I don't even know if I've touched on that yet. He announced he's staying as well. Not a huge surprise. He'll likely be competing with Michael Hawkins Jr. to be the starting quarterback for the 2026 season. I love the fact that we're going to have a good quarterback battle going into the year. And I wouldn't count out some of these freshmen either. They've got some talented freshmen coming in too that I'm sure will compete. And even Max Brown, if he decides to hang around, may throw his hat in the ring too. But I expect it'll come down to Scotty Fox and Michael Hawkins Jr., the transfer from Oklahoma. So some good building blocks for this offense to build around on the O-line and at quarterback. And, of course, Jaden Bray at receiver, if he comes back as well, and Ryan Ward at tight end. So they do have building blocks on the offensive side of the ball to start the 2026 campaign. Let me know what you think in the comment section about all that. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to hit the hype button below on your mobile device. If you're watching on mobile, it'll be between the thanks button and the download button right underneath this video. Also, if you want to be a paid VIP channel member like the folks I'm getting ready to tell you about, you can hit the join button below. It'll either be white, red, or black on your device. There's a $4.99 a month level and a $2.99 a month level. Join the one you want. It's a very easy way to support what I do here on the channel and help me keep the lights on. Obviously, the $4.99 level comes with a couple extra perks, including some early access to certain videos. And once in a blue moon, I'll do a special show for my members. You get merch discounts, things like that. But let's go ahead and give some random VIP shout-outs to our members, which is one of the perks. Jill Rowling, who's a brand-new VIP member here. Thanks to Jill. We also have James Green, H. Bar Farkle, Morris Davis, and Kenny Evans. Thank you all for being paid supporters of the channel. And thank you for all of you for watching. If you're listening on podcast platforms, please be sure to leave us a 5-star rating and follow us on your favorite audio platform. Thanks for tuning into the show. Hope the rest of your day is top shelf. God bless you, and cue Country Roads.